What is next for Cody Rhodes and Ronda Rousey? A lot of debuts went down on this week's SmackDown. Becky Lynch mocks Tony Khan, and a lot more to talk about. This is Wrestling, bringing you today's top 5 wrestling news and rumors. So make sure to smash a like on the video and let's get right into it. So Tony Khan has been a hot topic of discussion as of late, as yesterday he ended up posting that an independent study confirmed his suspicions that an anti-AEW sentiment is being driven largely by fake accounts, aka AEW bots. So of course social media decided to have some fun with this, and they ended up mocking Tony Khan, copying and pasting his whole statement but just switching it to their narrative. But it wasn't only fans in the IWC doing this, because Becky Lynch also decided to have some fun, as after losing her WrestleMania title match, Becky Lynch has been going on a social media meltdown, which is great. This is Becky Lynch social media savageness from back in the day, and I'm already loving it. Anyways, Becky Lynch decided to join the fray, sarcastically mocking Tony Khan. She stated an independent study confirmed that much of the stand anti-Becky Lynch in arena boards aren't real individuals. It's a staff running thousands of AI, an army of bots. Look closely, there aren't real people who pay for such a wildly expensive thing. End quote. Much like Seth Rollins was doing before WrestleMania, Becky Lynch then went on to post several images of some of her potential suspects like Stephanie McMahon, Nikki Bella, Trish Stratus, and even of course Ronda Rousey. Talking about Ronda Rousey, she is said to be at WrestleMania Backlash in an I Quit match against Charlotte Flair. Reports indicate that the real reason up to why Ronda Rousey lost at WrestleMania was because WWE felt like Charlotte Flair needed to win if they wanted to continue this storyline, which is exactly what they're doing. This Ronda Rousey match at WrestleMania Backlash will likely main event the show to give Ronda the main event that she didn't get at this year's WrestleMania. And according to reports, Andrew Sarians ended up indicating that the Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins feud is set to continue, so expect that to be a rematch at this year's WrestleMania Backlash. It is worth mentioning though that Cody Rhodes got a big matchup coming up on Monday Night Raw, his first match on the show after 6 years, and it's gonna be against The Miz. Talking about Raw, Roman Reigns made his intention clear on this week's SmackDown, and that is that he wants the Usos to go to Monday Night Raw and get those Raw Tag Team Championships, which are currently being held by RK Bro. Roman Reigns wants to quote-unquote unify the tag team titles once again, much like he is doing with the WWE and Universal Championship, but it's not really a unification because he's still carrying both of the titles, and there's no indication that they're simply going to introduce a brand new title for it to be that unified WWE Universal Champion. As for what else we got on this week's SmackDown, Raquel Gonzalez ended up making her debut, but her last name was changed to Rodriguez. Lacey Evans made a return, but it looks like now WWE is booking her as a babyface instead of a heel. And two other call-ups that we ended up getting was Marcel and Gunther. Gunther is still Gunther. Marcel Vartel though is now Ludwig, because you know that's what WWE does, change name to these superstars before they get called up. As for Fabian Aichner, he is expected to stay on NXT for the time being. Vince McMahon ended up reacting to his matchup at WrestleMania 38 against Pat McAfee, and also the horrible stunner that he ended up taking. As we saw after Vince McMahon defeated Pat McAfee, Stone Cold Steve Austin made his way down to the ring to hit Mr. McMahon with a stunner, but Mr. McMahon botched it as he ended up accurately stumbling while taking the move. Fightful Select ended up indicating that there were a lot of people laughing about the segment from Vince McMahon and his team in the days following the event. The report did note that Vince McMahon knew it wasn't the best sell, but he had the mindset that as long as people were laughing and entertained from it, it's okay. So shout out to Vince McMahon for giving us that magical botch moment, and to be fair, it was entertaining, even though it was the worst stunner anyone could have taken. It was the worst stunner Vince McMahon ever taken in the last 25 years. That is all the latest wrestling news and rumors. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and turn on those notifications. Stay savage, and I'll catch you on the next one.